Hello, everyone. Welcome to Nerd On the Podcast update show. All the time. Nerd On Update, the weekly show where we tell you about all the nerdy news that we love and all answer the questions that you provide, especially if you're in our Discord. And we'll tell you more about how we can answer more of your questions directly. That being said, we don't introduce the host, right, Corey?
That's right, Tom.
So I'll go first with the news.
Sure.
Because it's just us two today, and we can
easy, breezy, beautiful Tom and Corn.
Cover girl. Yes.
Yeah.
And the first bit of news, something that happened as of Friday, last week Friday, as this recording. Hashtag freed Britney. Before we had talked about it on this show of hashtag free Britney, and it's been this long, interesting developing story ever since a documentary had come out, and kind of like it swept the nation by storm.
Mm-hmm.
And I know several people who have been kind of longtime followers of uncovering what's going on with Britney's conservatorship. And as of Friday, the judge who was overseeing the case has terminated Britney's conservatorship of the person and of finances. And the now appointed lawyer, Britney's own lawyer, will be looking to investigate how much Jamie Spears and that group of people have how much money they've taken in that. So it's pretty interesting to see. Again, it's going to be a kind of a long, arduous legal developing story, but I think it was just kind of an exciting moment. Honestly,
absolutely,
it was one of honestly, this has been like another one of those moments of like 2021 has provided some of the most I can't believe we live in this world stories of. There's the January 6th attack on the Capitol. There was GameStop, GameStonks. One highlight for me was the Snyder Cut exists, and people got to see it.
Oh my God, this is all this year.
Yeah, and
this feels like 10 years worth of stuff.
Absolutely. And but it's also a lot of stuff that's like, I can't believe this happened. Things started opening up again, and now like the true American like princess story being like held captive by like the parents and all that stuff is free. I was like, that's like what the Hansel and Gretel and the Hans Christian Andersen stories always talked about. So it was just wild to see. But yeah. The financial disputes are expected to be addressed at a court hearing scheduled for January 19th. And TriStar Sports and Entertainment Group, the firm that's ran by Louise M. Taylor, provide that entertainers and athletes accounting financial services, resigned last fall. So they were the conservatorship over the financial side. So that's pretty much like right now over the person, the conservatorship for Britney has now been ended, which is a really big success. But now we're having to see where the finances lie and all that stuff. I'll do that first part of my news, and then I'll let you do one, Corey. Then I'll go back to my small, just the same as you,
sure.
Corey. So go ahead next.
Well, I'll choose one then. My first one is quick, and it is that Patty Jenkins and Rian Johnson's Star Wars films have been shelved indefinitely. This one stung a little bit, mostly because I am a fan of both those directors. And I know specifically Rian Johnson was looking to do the Old Republic trilogy, as well as Patty Jenkins was going to be the first female director for the Star Wars franchise, as far as the films go. So both of those are kind of a hit to the gut as far as like someone who is a Star Wars fan and knows that like even Solo for me was pretty fun. And I was looking to, I have missed the filmscape of Star Wars quite a bit. And we've gotten some wonderful TV shows, obviously, with The Mandalorian. I'm obviously very excited about Book of Boba Fett. But I miss going back to see Star Wars as an event film. And I was looking forward to exploring. Patty Jenkins' film was going to be Rogue Squadron, which is very exciting. I'm a big fan of the Rogue Squadron games growing up, so I was wondering if there's going to be any play on that. But also, obviously, if you listen to our channel at all, you've heard me say Knights of the Old Republic coming at you live. And so, especially coming from Rian Johnson, it It stings, and I'm a little bummed about it. Apparently they were both shelved over creative differences. No other information has been given besides that. But yeah, a little bummer for Star Wars fans. They're not saying they're canceled. They're just saying they're shelved indefinitely, which we all know means canceled. So bummer. But yeah, it is what it is. So that's my first piece of news.
And my second piece, which was my original news, the Britney Spears one, was Josh's early reviews for the Cowboy Bebop anime adaptation for Netflix has started dropping.
Okay.
And the overall consensus is that there are a lot of good, faithful portions to the show, but a lot of the original stuff that they kind of included are the weakest parts of the show. And there are some senses where it kind of loses its serious tone. It kind of becomes a little bit more of like a caricature, which to me is kind of on par for any type of live action adaptation from Netflix. It's not like it's good or a bad. It's much more of like a swing and a miss. It's much more of like a, well, people's public court of expectations is like, I want it to hit this way, and then they don't, and then it's taken as a miss opportunity, at least. And I feel like there's so much more anticipation around this show. Again, it's a beloved show to many people. It's some people's first anime show. I believe it's Josh's first anime show. And it's, one of those highly lauded, critically praised shows that like have 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, X, Y, and Z, whatever that means to you.
Right.
And I'm still excited for the show to release, just to see John Cho in a leading role. That's he gets to be one of the coolest guys in fictional storytelling, right?
Yeah, we're big John Cho fans here at Nerd On. So
yeah, if I could recommend somewhere to check out, What's Up Fandom is a show that we have collaborated with multiple times. They have a early review of it, and so they have a portion where it's like no spoilers, then spoilers. Josh and Jason are amazing amazing hosts, and they don't pull back punches, and they got early access to watch the show, and I would definitely check that out. Hashtag starring John Cho, I see in the chat.
Yeah.
And I think his name is William Yu, who started that trend a long time ago, and now we get to actually say starring John Cho, which is pretty exciting.
It is.
But that's the rest of my news. Corey, take it away.
XMen of the Old Republic coming at the Disney Plus event. There was a lot of things announced. The only one that really mattered to me, Tom, was XMen 97. This is a reboot of the original 90s cartoon. Again, not much information besides the fact that it will explore new stories within the same timeline as the original 90s cartoon. The cartoon with arguably one of the most catchy intros I've ever heard. And I'll sing it out loud sometimes, and people who don't even know what it is will sing it back. And I go, do you know what that is? And they go, I don't know. I just know it. So very pumped for this. It's something very near and dear to my heart. Obviously, it was one of my first entryways personally into X-Men, besides some of the comics that my dad had given me growing up. I was a huge fan of Morph. I remember being just heartbroken about Morph in the first season there. All of the original series is available to watch on Disney Plus to get in preparation, but it's coming 2023. I also loved the tweet that they put out for this, which was the Wolverine meme.
Yeah.
He was holding the picture, and it was just the X-Men title, and he said, "See you in 2023." So looking forward to that for sure. It was a little pick-me-up after the Star Wars news. So X-Men coming to Disney Plus, all new.
Yeah, I think that's really exciting. I think that's something like a lot of people have been wanting, that X-Men in their life from Disney, and what better way to reinvigorate the animated series. So
I know I have.
So now we can move on to the last part of the show, second part of the show, next part of the show, whatever you may have you, which is our questions portions. And if you would like your question to be said and asked on the show, then you can send it over through our Discord.
That's right.
nerdon.tv/Discord, which is open to the general public. And you can ask it through one of the channels called the Nerd On Update. It is going to be put into a bucket, but people who would like to get a Nerd On Nudge can join our Patreon.
That's right.
And for for 4 quarters, so $1, you get put into our secret special channels, and then you can ask questions, and you could be put in front of the line. But other ways outside of Discord and Patreon, you could send it over to questions@nerdon.tv.
Yeah, but I believe you can also just go to nerdon.tv/questions, and it'll show you everything you need to know on how to ask questions. Josh, we miss you.
So I got the first set of questions here.
Yeah. Hit me with it.
So the first question is asked by Jeremy M.
Shout out.
If you were to contribute an article to Wikipedia, what would it be about?
Like if I were to write an article about something on Wikipedia, what would it be? That's a good question. Would I have to be well versed in it, I suppose?
Yeah. What do you feel like you're well versed in?
What do I feel like I'm well versed in? Not much, to be honest. Not enough to be the guy who people go to. I don't know.
Would you like to tell? Can you tell me more about the Valor?
No, I can't. I mean, obviously I can, but I'm not the guy. Have you seen the TikTok dude who's like all about Star Wars?
No, I
knowledge?
have not.
Oh man, he is in depth as hell. He rivals only Stephen Colbert, I think. You know. So I'm not the guy on that. But maybe the movies. Maybe I could write some Wikipedia articles on injuries during Lord of the Rings and the making of stuff. That might be close enough.
I like that.
Or Halo. I could do Halo.
Okay. Oh, Halo. Okay. For me, if I were to contribute an article to Wikipedia, honestly, what I feel the most comfortable actually contributing to, and this is like I'm a little embarrassed because I'm just like, man, I have become this person.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
No.
Oh.
God, no. It would be Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah.
It would be like there's always like the background portion. It's like, oh, I could talk, a lot about like the timeline and what happened in 2016, and then during the production, and then who were the executives and the major players and all that stuff, and what were the producers doing, and what were the controversies and all this stuff. But like, I can talk all about that, like how that was such a crazy, crazy thing, and then it just got willed into
wild
existence.
Ass journey that was.
Yeah. And then also like
from start to finish,
who started the hashtag release a Snyder Cut, and it was on November 17th, 2017. And
you got receipts.
Like I seen like I was like, oh my goodness. And then like who created the website, and then like what really gave it steam and forward momentum. Like was it, the banner in Times Square and stuff like that. And like people started like rallying behind the hashtag, and it was wild. It's just wild. So I feel very comfortable talking about the Snyder Cut on Wikipedia if I had to contribute an article.
I want to touch on this question that was just put in the chat as a bonus piece of news.
Okay. Which was the question?
From Mamba here. It says, which 80s to 90s cartoon or anime would you like to revamp in today's era? The answer is Yu Yu Hakusho. Okay, next question. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Tom, but was there not some news that dropped? There's a live action Yu Yu Hakusho coming very soon in the next couple of years?
There was an announcement that they are planning on producing it because One Piece is being produced.
Mm-hmm.
Kenshin's already been done. Dragon Ball Z has already been done. Yu Yu Hakusho is like the next in line for the shonen genre.
Yeah.
And I think Netflix is for sure. They have the rights and they will be doing it. And I think I retweeted it and I said like, they coming for all our money.
Yeah.
They're coming for all the anime money.
I'm here for that, man. The live action. So Mama, to answer your question, it is the right answer and it's happening.
It is.
Anyway, sorry. Back to our regular scheduled programming.
Next question in the bucket. This one comes from Dougler. And I think this is I don't know if we've actually asked this before.
Okay.
Or we might have asked it last week. We asked this last week. You know what? I'm going to skip this one and I'm going to do the next Dougler question. Has there ever been any game you played that scared you so much that you had to stop playing?
No. No, when it comes to movies and games and stuff, there is a part of me that is still, I mean, I've talked about it on the episode before. I have a tough time crying during movies and stuff like that. But then like also the other day I was having a tough day, like just full transparency, was going through some rough stuff, and I just broke down crying thinking about how much I like season 1 of Scrubs. Not anything that happens in the series itself, but just how much it means to me. So no, nothing has scared me. No game has scared me to the point where I had to stop playing it. I also have a habit of like looking up on Reddit. Sometimes I'll read science articles to go to sleep, but I'll also look up like creepypasta to go to sleep. I don't know.
So a game that scared me so much. I feel like this was so let me let you all know how much we've been wanting to like just make some cool stuff for an audience to be entertained by our tomfoolery. And there was a experiment, a project that Corey and I started. It was called 30 Rack Gaming.
That's right.
And we were in
Before
the
Nerd
point
On.
of it. Yes, and the point of it, we had a friend, RJ, shout out, and we would get inebriated in however fashion we'd like, and then try to play some video games. And there was one game that like got me so much that I was like, to me, it's just a hard game regardless. And the fact that things are screaming at you, it was the game Outlast.
Yeah.
And since then, so there have been horror games I've played like Five Nights at Freddy's and Alien Isolation. I played Slender Man. I've played, all these other games. I usually typically finish them and able to beat them. But Alien Isolation was just so hard and I didn't know what to do. And I would just get frustrated because I kept dying and that I didn't play that. But Outlast was actually to me too scary for me a little bit. Like there's a moment very early in where you're having to go into specific rooms in this basement and there's someone coming after you. And so you have to go into these different rooms and then hide under a bed while you like in between doing stuff. So that like got me so much. And that one made me scared.
That was your one. I remember that too.
Yeah.
I remember you being like, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah. It's a lot. It's just, it's an attack of all your senses.
Yeah.
But also, I mean,
I think that video is still out there somewhere.
Probably. I would totally try it again. I would give it the college go and try it again.
Yeah, but you'd have to do the VR.
No, give me a chance.
We did surround sound headphones for you when you did it.
Give me a chance. Give me a chance. Let me just play it on normal. Right. And then be like, okay, cool. Now I can do it. Like, okay. I don't want to get paralyzed. I want to beat the game. Last question. Is that cool?
Yeah. Okay. Last question?
So last question for the pre-select.
Oh, yeah. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, we still got like at least another 15 minutes on the show. Yeah. This question is going to be from T-Dog8282. And this question is, would you rather only be able to talk in haikus or have to burp at the end of every sentence?
Only haikus.
Yes. Absolutely.
Because that's like mysterious a little bit. People are like, oh, damn. Is that a haiku?
There is a character in DC Comics named Etrigan the Demon, and depending who writes him, typically he is portrayed where he could only speak in rhymes, and so his whole phrase of when he transforms is "Gone, gone, the form of man, rise the demon Etrigan," and I one time Corey, I think it was with our sister show, the Capes Crusaders, was doing a D&D one-off campaign, and we were all based off of superheroes. And so I made a tiefling based off of Etrigan, and I was just like, I can't do the rhymes. This is ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's so hard to do everything. In
signed up for
rhymes.
It, man. Yeah, what are haikus? 575, right?
Yeah, 575.
Yeah. I think that would be. I think that's the answer for sure.
Yeah. Always end it with the refrigerator. You're fine.
Haikus can be fun, but sometimes they don't make sense. Refrigerator.
With that's all our pre-selected questions.
All right.
Now we can answer questions from the chat, questions that we've gotten from weeks before.
Yeah.
And we still got a lot, and I'm very glad that we consistently get some more. So the first one, which is kind of like a suggestion question, from Ethan Who.
It's a question.
Nerd On hot take debate show when?
Hot take debate show. Man, we have so many segment ideas. What like it depends on what this hot take debate show involves, I think. So like what does that look like for you, Tom?
I mean, I feel like the hot
take would be like nobody has Ant-Man and the Wasp as their favorite movie.
I don't think that's a hot take. I'm telling you right now. No, there's not one person that would love that movie more than any other of the MCU movies. Impossible.
Okay.
Impossible. But one of my hot takes would probably be like hot take is Joss Whedon is a human being that needs to learn how to be a better human being. As of this moment, I don't like them, but they also help write one of the greatest stories ever told, which is Toy Story.
Okay. So, the tough part with the debate is that I feel like we agree on a lot of things. Because I'd be like, yeah. Unless someone has to take the opposing side. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say another hot take that I've had, but again, is hot takes meant to be that when you're around other people that they don't agree, or is it you're just saying things that are typically like the minority thought?
Both. I think I had that at the beginning of the pandemic when I was really bored and I was making those change my mind memes a lot, where I was like, Han Solo is the best new Star Wars film made. Change my mind. Stuff like that. That would be the hot
that's
take.
kind of a hot take. Yeah, for sure. That's kind of a hot take.
Yeah. Or like, so I think that would be more in line with what those are. It'd be tough because I feel like debating wouldn't really happen as much as we would think. I feel like someone would say something and I'd go like, "Oh, I like that. That's interesting." But we could do it.
I feel like, I would definitely say like, I think one of my recent hot takes has been the only true terrible flaw of the Eternals is that it exists inside the MCU.
There you go. That's a hot take.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have segments for the shows. Like there's a show I've wanted to do for about a year and a half now and bring in a Steve's from the Capeless Crusaders. And it would be basically, we would get an assignment at the beginning of the week. We would take a movie from different decade and recast it either today or vice versa. Take a movie from today and recast it in a different era. What were you thinking?
No. I remember you were thinking about doing one with the Steves about like wrestling.
That's another one.
I forgot about this.
It's going to be called World Wrestling Education, and it was going to be me learning about the different important things in wrestling. But the fan casting one is the one I would want to lead with because I think it's interesting, it's quick. And just be like, cool, you have to cast the XMen today, go. And we each come to the table with what we would want to see. And then, eventually at the end of this episode, I think it could be cool for us to like land on like, yeah, we like this, and have a cast that's a conglomerate of everybody's lists. So anyway.
Same thing like we could do with like Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah, or other, kind of time-tested like...
I also just got the alpha instructions for the Lord of the Rings tabletop RPG, and I want to do that very badly.
So next question.
Mm-hmm.
Yes? Okay, next question from Bad Reprint, aka Mr. Bradley P. What's a food illegal in the U.S. that you'd love to try, inspired by... Mischief releasing 3 chips with horse meat, fugu, and maggot cheese flavors.
Interesting. I don't know what's illegal in the U.S. that I would want to try.
You're right. Let me see.
Can we get like a list?
Illegal food list that is edible. I just want to make sure it's like a bike. It's like no fucking. Okay,
lead paint.
Oh, what the Kinder Surprise eggs?
Oh, because they had toys in the middle.
Yeah, those are illegal now.
Hazard.
Horse meat. Shark fin.
No.
Puffer fish.
No.
Haggis.
Oh. Haggis.
Anki fruit. Or I'm sorry, not Anki.
Here's the thing.
Aki fruit.
Haggis is there's a hot take. A lot of people hate it. I thought it was pretty good.
I think I would enjoy it. What is this? Haggis is a savory pudding that consists of a mixture of sheep's heart, lung,
and it's
and
inside
liver.
intestines.
I think I would
Casing.
I would eat all of it. I would not.
It's
not,
worth.
not,
It
not,
was
not.
worth trying.
Oh, I would totally go for that. Beluga caviar, sassafras oil, kasu marzu, absinthe, ortolan, which is a bird.
I'll say this about haggis: the flavors are strong. So if you're not a fan of the flavors, like I wouldn't seek it out.
Oh,
But I'd
apparently
recommend.
foie gras is going to be banned in California. Oh no, it has banned. It has fully banned foie gras.
Are you
What the
okay,
heck?
Tom?
No, I'm upset. I want that. And Chilean sea bass is illegal. Sea turtles. I wouldn't eat a sea turtle or a bird or a conch.
No, this is tough because I'm at like moving away from meat a bit, like as much as I can. Not totally. Like every once in a while, I just gotta have a good burger or something like that. But like, I'm all about that soy chorizo. I'm done. It's been switched in my life forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so all of these, those are all animals I don't really want to eat, which is kind of messed up that I'm like, oh yeah, but I'll eat a cow. But like a sea turtle and a horse, like I don't know. I still haven't. I can't.
I'm gonna quickly answer this question from the chat because it was asked, what is foie gras? And since I'm on the website, I'm just gonna answer it. Foie gras may be a celebrated delicacy of French cuisine, but the way it's made is unethical. It is a fatty liver that comes from either ducks or geese. The liver is fattened by force feeding the animal with grain and fat until the liver swells. As one can imagine, this is so uncomfortable for the birds that they begin to tear out their feathers or even injure one of the others in distress. So in the I fully respect a lot of people who go vegan and vegetarian out of the what's that called? The
Empathy,
that portion. The people who do it out of
the
health,
goodness
I'm
of
like,
their heart. Oh, out of health. I see.
yeah, people who do it out of health, I'm like, I don't know what you're doing. People who do it because of the principle and the philosophy, I'm like, I 100% am on board.
Yeah.
I just love meat. And if I could find good ways to get good meat, then I will do that. I will always try to find that. I'm never going to go out of my way when there's like a burger joint or anything. It's like, dude, that's just getting a burger. But like, if I can make a choice at like a restaurant or in my groceries, I do try to find better options. That being said, foie gras is supposed to be like nature butter, like meat butter. That's how it's supposed to taste. But for my answer, I'm probably going to go with absinthe.
Good answer.
Because I feel like, yeah, I think I want to.
I'm gonna jump on board your answer.
Yeah. The reason why it's illegal, as long as the alcoholic beverage contains less than 100 parts per million of thujone, I think thujone, thujone, like thujone, the toxic chemical found in wormwood herbs that's used to make alcohol.
That's why
it's
people
legal in the US,
hallucinate when they drink it.
which is an hallucinogen. So to me, having an hallucination drink, I'm like, I'd be down, but I wouldn't want to go crazy with that. I see in the chat, Tom, find a halal market. I think there's one in Lancashire. Ooh, geez.
Hey, someone just rang my doorbell.
Hey, that's what you wanted, right?
I got a Ring doorbell, guys. Very excited.
To answer a little bit from the chat, I actually did have an absinthe drink this past weekend, actually, at a local bar that they added it in, and it wasn't. That's the thing where like the absinthe is still legal, but it has to be not. It's like Four Locos or with Everclear. There's just different makes of them now that make them more public health safe. So yeah. Next question I will ask. If that's cool with you, Corey.
Yeah, please.
From 1992, Johnny Horror. Question: if you had a chance to live in any Nintendo world, where would you live? This is a great question.
If I had the chance to live in any Nintendo world, where would I live?
Not in Smash Bros.
Oh, no. Pokemon.
Oh, yeah.
That's the right answer.
That's the right answer.
It's Pokemon. I know you were probably thinking of like Breath of the Wild or something like that, but it's Pokemon. Pokemon is the right one.
Yeah. I want to have for some variety just so that it's not,
Sure.
Pokemon easy. Let's do a second runner up just so because
Okay.
Pokemon is the right answer. And everyone's gonna be there's legit zero danger in Pokemon.
And you get to be the very best.
Yes. And have animal friends that get to know you.
Yeah.
I almost wanted to say Star Fox.
Respect.
But like I'm afraid because Andros like wrests control of the universe, right? So it's like pretty much like Star Wars. I'm like, I don't know. You're always in world turmoil. But it's like we're in space in the future and there's fighter ships and stuff like that. It's like, but also there's giant robots with pinchy hands. I'm like, I don't know about that. Do you have a runner up?
Paper Mario.
Paper Mario.
I just think it'd be fun. Like the original Paper Mario, none of this new stuff. Like the OG one on the 64.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this is kind of a cop-out answer. Animal Crossing.
There you go. That's a good one. That's
you
nice.
just make your stuff and you have some
Live in debt.
Some yeah, just living in this world except all my neighbors are animals.
Yeah.
Next question?
Yeah, please.
Next question. This one comes from Zell Namor.
Shout out.
Question. What is your favorite theme park memory y'all have?
Ooh.
Oof.
That is a good question. Favorite theme park memory y'all have. This is maybe isn't my favorite, but it was like when I was younger, my grandpa had a stroke, and it was sad because he was a magician and he could no longer do magic and all that kind of stuff, and it was hard for the whole family. But like a year and a half after, like when he was really, a year and a half after him being released from the hospital and living life, and we went to Disneyland. And I'll tell you what, he was so goddamn stoked to get us to the front of every single line. Like it like lit him up that he could do this for us, because we get off a ride and he just turned to us and goes, "Where do you want to go next?" And it was just like this, it was the first time we didn't feel like sad, about it. We were all laughing about it. And since then we have a very twisted sense of humor about everything. There's a story about my wedding that I heard where when Dana walked down the aisle, everyone kind of stood up and my dad makes a joke to my grandpa who can't. He goes, "Dad, stand up." And without hesitation, my grandpa goes, "Am I not?" And that's our sense of humor about it. But this was like the first time I was like 12 where I recognized where he was just like, let's utilize this and get to the front of every line you want. So yeah, I think that's a good memory because it taught me to laugh at shit because it is what it is and roll with it,
At a theme park. I've recently gone to Universal's more often than I thought I'd actually ever go living in LA, but this is a little bit personal actually. I guess this almost would be like if I were to do one of my Patreon vlogs, Tom Talk, whatever. This would
during
be
the
something that I would
today.
4 quarters, baby. I would share this kind of thing, but I'll share it now. And everyone, I'm being vulnerable, so don't tease me. But what I'm going to say is, I'm a cruel, evil man, but I'm a stupid, hopeless romantic. And I always kind of like imagined this kind of like wonderful day at Disneyland with, and I will always say this, with this unfortunate lady, because she's gonna have to deal with my BS. I've had a few times where they were like really wonderful, magical moments. I think in all honesty, and this is, again, I'm not going to name names and Corey knows these people. I one time went to Disneyland one time with someone, and it was, a very interesting relationship.
Yeah.
And
I caught that.
Yeah. And it was like she had invited me because one of her friends was in town, and it was this weird like moment of like, I don't know if she likes me or not, but I am going to go for it. And then we're going to go like, and that was the thing between me and this girl. Like we always kind of found ourselves like doing our own thing whenever we're in a group environment. It wasn't because we were like malicious or we didn't like something, but it's like everyone's like, oh, let's go eat here. And then I was like, I'm kind of feeling like a pasta. I can go run over there and go get it back. And she would always be there with me. Same thing with like a turkey leg or whatever. I would go on a ride. And it would be at good points where we're okay. We're not breaking from the group because we always want to make sure we were in the group. But then this was one of those moments where like, these two people who were her friends want to go on this ride, and it was a 2-rider. So we're just like, I don't know, we'll go on this other ride. And then we went on this other ride and we got off. And then that was like the first time we kissed. And it was kind of like this really magical Disney moment feeling. And and that's a thing where like, when you grow up, you kind of don't just disavow good memories because they have negative outcomes at the end of it. But it's like, yeah, that was a really good moment that I had. Like, I of course have memories of theme parks with my families, but like that was like the first one. I was like, I'm an adult. I live in LA by myself. I live on my own. I have roommates, but it's like I'm on my own. I'm doing my thing, and I'm at this place. I'm taking a leap of faith, and it gets rewarded with like reciprocated affection. So it was like a interesting, crazy thing. The dream would always been like going to Disneyland on Christmas with Night Before Christmas stuff. And then seeing the Fantasmic show, having this like cutesy dumb thing. Right. But yeah, that was as close as I can get to that.
That's good. I like good storytelling time. You should direct some movies or something.
One of these days,
we got time for 1 or 2 more, I think. Right?
Okay, let's do 2 more.
Yeah, right now we're at 40. Let's do 2 more.
Okay. Let's do. All right. So next question is going to be from Thomas Lario. Do you think there's going to be a What If 2? Guess what? There is.
Yep. There it is.
There it is. That's real short question. Next question. This is from. These are all really quick questions. PVME asks.
Yeah.
Will steel production be up? Probably.
What?
Steel production?
Like the production and manufacturing of steel?
I believe so.
Oh. Yes.
And I'm just gonna go to the next 2 questions because those are really quick questions. And this
Unless
one,
they mean the production of comic books based on the Superman character Steel, is that going to be up? Yes,
maybe.
I would love that.
That being said, the next question, which is I'm going to give Corey the red carpet to kind of promote and talk about, discuss. Black Diablo Mamba asks, will there be a Halo Infinity stream?
Yes, this Wednesday. So if you're listening to this on the day this comes out, that'll be tomorrow, Wednesday night, 8 p.m. 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It'll probably be me, Tasty D Money, Preempy, the usual ragtag group of misfits playing some games, making terrible jokes that only make us laugh. So, if you caught our last Left 4 Dead stream, where I spent the entire game shutting the door on them every time they got to the safe room, you'll know what I mean.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. I know Halo is a very close franchise to your heart. It's pretty much what makes Microsoft continue living as a gaming
yes, I will be honest,
franchise.
I almost didn't.
Yeah.
Because I am very torn about the fact that the co-op is being delayed and put aside to make sure the PvP is there. And like, from a business standpoint, I guess I do understand it, but at the same time, like, just wait and put the whole game out, because that's I'm not someone who enjoys going into PvP before I've played the campaign.
There's no cost to the game, right?
No,
it's free.
It's free, 50 free.
And the campaign will cost money?
I don't think so. I think the whole game's free, or it's at least going to be on Game Pass. I'll say that it is going to be on Game Pass.
At least for me, until we get more facts about it, free multiplayer game like Splitgate, you're going to get a lot of mileage out of it just to have, and also you have a giant franchise. Splitgate's no franchise. It's no name, no IP. Or Halo, I think that's a really bold move, especially when you're fighting against Fortnite, Apex, PUBG, that are free games.
For sure.
And they do free updates, unlike, I hate to knock them, but like Destiny or Battlefront or
we're safe here.
Battlefield. Yeah, it's just like you can't compete with $60 games or free games if you're not providing the amount of value in a $60 game. There are indie games that are better developed than $60 games, and there's free games that are mega giants because they have MTX for sure. But Halo Infinite going into free online play, I think is a kind of a really smart move in terms of just the understanding the gamer landscape. If you need a fourth to have a party, I might be able to play on on PC. Because I am pretty good at that pew pew multiplayer.
All right.
But I will not take your campaign away from the three Doonders.
Yeah, no, it's just, I that's why I ultimately was like, yeah, I'm gonna play it, I'm gonna stream it, because they're doing what they can. I'm just butthurt that I don't get to play through. I've been waiting for this game for years, and to know that when it comes out, I gotta wait 3 months in order to play it with my friends on Legendary is just like, oh damn, it stings.
Yeah. Feel ya. I think that's it, though. I think we answered 3 questions, 2 real quick, and then one we kind of had a meal about. So,
thank you all for stopping by at the live stream. If you're listening to this later on, wherever podcasts are heard, please stop by and rate and review. It really does help us out. It's the bread and butter. It's what everyone likes to see, and it'll help us grow and help Tom grow, definitely. If you have any questions about what we do here or who we are, just head on to nerdon.tv. If you want to join the Nerd On Nation, it's nerdon.tv/Patreon. You get access to the fun super secret Discord. There you get early access to episodes, bonus episodes, and like Tom said, you get your questions bumped to the top for the Nerd On update. If all else fails, check out the Discord, nerdon.tv/Discord. There's a lot of fun conversations going on there, and you can ask, hey, who are these guys? So yeah, I think that about covers it. Check out Manscaped. Tom, you want to let them know about Manscaped?
Yeah, you get 20% off of every order on manscaped.com with using the promo code NERDON, and you also get free worldwide shipping. So please use that all the time for all your needs, for all the new products like the Lawnmower 4.0 or the Weed Whacker. Very good usage, not just for men, good for everyone that you may know that grows hair and wants to keep it trimmed.
Yep. Well, I think that about does it.
Yes.
For the update.
Yes.
Y'all know the drill. As always,
Nerd on.